Durham did what they needed to do to keep their chances of qualifying for the quarter-finals of this season's Friends Life T20 alive by beating Derbyshire by 37 runs in front of a good crowd at the Emirates Durham International Cricket Ground. Put in, Phil Mustard, playing in his 100th T20 game for the Dynamos, soon got the board ticking over with a third over maximum of Tim Groenewald before he went after the bowlers next over with successive fours as he and Mark Stoneman quickly put on 39 runs in the first 5 overs to give their side just the start they were looking for. Stoneman matched Mustard shot for shot almost against a Derbyshire side which already knew that they had no chance of going any further in this season's competition in spite of a strong start in the North Group. The opening stand was worth 54 but was ended at the end of the 8th over when Mustard on 24 took on Dan Redfern but holed out to Chesney Hughes at long on. Importantly, that didn't slow anything down and Stoneman swept spinner Peter Burgoyne over mid-wicket for a 6, the ball just having enough on it to avoid the fielder in the deep. The next delivery also found itself heading to the boundary as the Dynamos reached 78 for the loss of Mustard at the halfway stage of their innings. Stoneman was excellent, making 47, but to his 34th delivery, he again went for a leg side shot but searched out Hughes at square leg to depart with his side on 83 for 2 in the 11th over. That brought in Gordon Muchall, whose brilliant innings was to prove the big difference between the two sides as Durham headed towards their 4th successive win in this competition. Muchall hit his 7th and 8th deliveries over the ropes, making a mess of Wes Durston's figures and really giving the innings some impetus just at the right time. Muchall then struck a 3rd maximum in the next over, the 14th, as Durham looked to post a formidable total to give themselves the best chance possible of recording a much-needed victory. Scott Borthwick also joined in the fun by picking up a short ball from Alex Hughes and depositing it over the ropes as Durham passed the 150 in the 17th over. It was in that over that Muchall raced to a sensational half-century. This was just his 2nd 4 to go with his 3 sixes in a 50 which occupied only 26 balls. It was some effort and one which ultimately took his side out of reach of the Falcons. In less than 7 overs, he added 79 with Borthwick, who was out at the start of the 18th over, LBW as he tried to reverse paddle Groenewald after making a 23-ball 31. Muchall then went on to record his best ever T20 score, ending unbeaten on 66 from only 36 balls to take his side to 187 for 3 from their 20 overs. Yet Derbyshire made a smart start in their pursuit of 188 runs to win. 10 runs came off the first over from Graham Onions and another 14 were hit off the next from Chris Rushworth, including 3 successive boundaries for Durston. In 3 overs, 30 of the runs had already been knocked off. So Durham needed a breakthrough and they got one at the start of the 4th over when Durston top-edged a shovel off Rushworth to offer Onions a simple catch at short fine leg. Chesney Hughes then took 3 more boundaries off that over only to lose Shivnarine Chanderpaul in the 5th, bowled by Onions after going too far across his stumps. Derbyshire made 50 for 2 from their 6 overs of power play, but were then well behind when Gareth Breeze came on in the 7th over and had the dangerous Hughes stumped off his 4th ball. He went for 34 from 22 deliveries. Wickets fell at regular intervals after that. Wayne Madsen was out in the next over, cutting Onions to a diving Will Smith, a wicket which already put the result beyond doubt with the visitors on 55 for 4. That became 82 for 5 in the 12th when Richard Johnson was trapped in front by Ben Stokes. It left Derbyshire needing an unlikely 103 to win from their last 8 overs. Needless to say, they didn't get close. Some quick thinking from Stokes saw Alex Hughes run out at the non-striker's end before he'd got going, while Groenewald had a swing and a miss at Borthwick to be bowled at 108 for 7 in the 15th over. Redfern did have some fun to give some respectability to the chase, but on 43 he was magnificently caught at long off by Stokes. A quite brilliant effort from a man having a great time in this tournament. As is Borthwick, who then produced an accurate and powerful throw for the deep to run out Tom Poynton for 19 at 150 for 9. Durham's fielding throughout was excellent and too good for the opposition. The match was finished off with the very next ball as Rushworth had Mark Footed held at mid-off by Stoneman. A happy man as he'd led his side to a fourth successive win, this one coming rather comfortably by 37 runs as Derbyshire were all out in the penultimate over for 150. It was another solid performance from the Dynamos, who now have to sit and wait to see if they've done enough to qualify as one of the best third-place teams. On Tuesday, they need Glamorgan to lose or a no result between Warwickshire and Somerset, or on Wednesday, Essex and Middlesex need to be defeated in their final matches. Fingers crossed.